you have a whole lot of yarn but are having troubles finding what you're looking for? In this video, I'm going to share my top 5 tips for better yarn storage. And I just love to organize and reorganize my stash and play with my yarn. And having a better system for my yarn storage has really sparked my creativity. So I hope that by the end of the video, you too have a better idea of how you can store your yarn so that it will help you be more creative. My first tip is to store yarn by weight. Previously, I had stored my yarn by color, but I felt that it really didn't work out. The reason for that is that usually when you are doing a project, you will want to use yarns that have a similar weight so that you can use them together. And by having yarn of the same weight in the same box and close to each other, you will be able to see what would work together for a future project. Quite similar to that, I think it's also important if you have the exact same yarn in several colorways that you also store those together, because if you, for example, would want to do some color work, then of course you would want to use those yarns together. And in my previous system, where I had organized them by color, of course the same yarns weren't in the same box either. Something that has really helped me a lot is to store the yarn in see-through containers. I'm using these plexiglass boxes that are 20 by 20 centimeters. And what this does to me is that I can see my yarn all of the time. It's right over here in my living room, and every time I'm wandering by, I might have a look at it and a new idea might pop up, or I'm just not forgetting about some yarns, and it's just very close to me all of the time, which reminds me of what I want to create and how I want to use the yarns that I already have. Another tip that is super important, but that might depend on where in the world you are living, is to store your yarn in lockable containers. I actually haven't done that yet, but they are pretty close to locked. The reason for that is that you don't want moths or fur bugs to get into your precious yarn and have a snack in there and destroy everything you have. If you don't have any lockable containers, you could also use these IKEA lockable bags or like just any other brand and store your yarn in plastic bags. It's not as pretty, but they are still see-through and you will see what you have, which I think is much better than tucking away in like a dark place where you can't see it. Which brings me to the next tip, which is even if you have it in see-through containers, but you tuck it away under your bed or in your cellar or in the attic or whatever, then you won't really see it, and then it's much easier that you will forget what you have and that you don't even know, oh, maybe I could use this yarn for this, or you're having an idea for a project and you know there's something that you already have that you can use. So for keeping your creativity alive and to increase the chance that you will work with your stash, keep your yarn around where you can see it if you have the space. Something that I haven't done yet, but what I want to do soon, is to label my boxes as well, so that I can see more easily which weight I have in which box and that I can see at a glance where everything is stored. And my pro tip for yarn storage is to put your stash into Ravelry as well. I think that's such an amazing feature. It's one of my favorites on Ravelry. And I have everything I own in there, and I took pictures of everything, and every time I buy something new, I just put it into Ravelry right away. And what you can do is, when you are looking at a project, you can look at yarn suggestions and you will see what kind of yarn you already have that you can use. And you can also just have a browse and look at the yarn that you have and maybe come up with some new ideas that way. There are several filters or several ways to organize your stash in Ravelry, so you can sort it by color, for example, or you can sort it by weight, you can sort it by date added. So for example, if you know, you got this yarn like 4 years ago, then it's much easier for you to just look it up, and then you can have a digital browse before you go to your boxes and have to put everything out there and create potentially chaos with all of the yarn. So I'm of course curious of how you are organizing your stash. Have you found a system that worked particularly well for you? Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, then you might like to see the video where I organized my stash by colors, but as I said, I've changed it since then. Please feel also free to subscribe if you want to get notified about future videos, and I will see you in a new video next week. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.